And now, Bottom Split Theatre.
Welcome back, everyone, for Race 2 in Week 13 Bottom Split Theater. We're going to be at Thompson International Speedway for a Week 13 Street Stock, another 10-minute race. My name is Michael Derby, your announcers tonight, Alex Albert and David Haynes. Take it away, gentlemen.
Hey, so I think this race might be a little longer than 10 minutes. It looks like I was talking to the marshals. They said it's scheduled for 40 laps, looking at about 24 seconds a lap race pace, a little bit faster in qualifying. So speaking of qualifying, David Haynes, my co-host, why don't you take us down through the grid?
Absolutely, thank you. 17 cars on the grid for this race. On the pole is Olu Ankani, and beside him on the outside will be Dustin Smith. On the second row, Joshua Borje Bonkowski and Peter Weeks. Behind them, John Buckley and Wade Christensen. Following up behind them, Jesse Gillis and Wiley Mullinax. Todd Aaliyah, Steve Belger, Jonathan Todd, Jesse Baker, Brian Conversi. Larry Vinchek returns from our previous race. He's very quickly made his way from Lime Rock Park to Thompson Speedway. Good on him.
Well, they're really not that far apart, though. If you drive fast enough, it's definitely doable. I bet Corey Barrett could do it in under 10 minutes.
I bet he could go all the way across Rhode Island in 5. And pace car rolling, and so is our grid. I think it'll be 2 laps until they go green at this short Thompson Speedway.
So, we don't usually get to see Thompson Speedway here at Bottom Split Theater. Most of our races are either at USA International or Charlotte Speedway. So I, for one, am very excited that change in venue due to the Week 13. Another great thing about Week 13 is the big grids. iRacing, if you're listening, we need big grids every week for Bottom Split Theater. Makes the racing better, makes the drivers better. All right, we got 1 to go. The other thing that I want to talk about here at Thompson is the high line is the fast line. It's almost like a miniature Darlington. We'll see the drivers running the high and middle groove, sometimes dipping down to the low groove to slide Java pass, but I think everyone will be jealous of the guys starting on the outside and try to make their way up there. So looks like everyone's getting formed up here. Actually pretty tidy for BST. I didn't hear any contact. Thought I saw some slight. Pace cars in, and they're off. Akani.
Oh, big checkup from the 2 car there. What's going on? That's contact in the wall.
Oh, man. That was
Joshua
a big crash.
Bonkowski gets through on the inside into the lead on Olu Ankani while all that carnage was unfolding.
Yeah, so Borje Bonkowski into the lead. That's a... Yeah, so taking a look here at the replay.
Dustin Smith must have just checked up there, but meanwhile our pole sitter dropping more places, got a big gap backwards. John Buckley's come through. Whoa, slide moment into the outside wall there.
The 7 really gave the 12 a ride there.
Yeah, our number 1 car sort of checking up the pack behind him, and then contact.
Yeah, the 1
Meanwhile,
car
the leaders are coming on
games.
some slower traffic.
Yeah, I believe Mr. Akani racing out of the Carolina Club. He's a very wily racer here, almost forcing the other guys to make a choice. And so far, they've made the wrong choices. But Joshua in the 3 car, starting to get away from him. The 5 car running a little bit too high there. Talked early in the pre-race there about the high line being the fast line, but if you run too high, it almost runs out of banking. So John Buckley here, trying to, he was able to use the lap traffic to get quite a gap there. Oh, wow, and he decided to drive around another stopped car.
I'm hearing down in the paddock that Kenneth Robinson is not happy with some of the driving he's seen out there. I think he might be out of the race, and he's not happy about it one bit.
Yeah, just reminding everyone that you can't win the race on the first lap. And
Yeah.
speaking of
Meanwhile-
laps,
yeah.
we've already completed 6 of them. The 2 got... Wow, and that was... Well, you guys saw it. That was a crazy incident there. So...
But does it seem like anything can trouble our leader, Joshua Borje Bonkowski? Because he keeps extending this lead. It's out to nearly 2.5 seconds over John Buckley. And our pole sitter, Olu Ankani, still dropping further back.
Yeah, I think Jesse Gillis is ready to make a move here. Jesse Gillis with his blue stripe on his bumper. Oh, but he gets loose on corner exit. Gathers it up here. Let's see if he can make another run at the 1 car. Lost a bit
That's
of ground
7.
there.
Looking racy, but not entirely stable from Jesse Gillis. He's still got plenty of laps, though, if he has got the pace.
Yeah, Mr. Akani is a D-class racer, so he's still on his way up. Jesse Gillis, though, been around the ranks for a while, has a license, so maybe doesn't race his car week to week, just here because his favorite series is on holiday.
Well, we know a thing or two about drivers from the higher rankings sort of coming down to a lower series just for a bit of fun. Our friend Misha Goikberg did that. Can you tell us about that one?
Yeah, actually got a chance to race against Misha last weekend at Watkins Glen in the Champ Car race. It was very interesting. Misha actually passed my teammate, Thomas Ellison, who'll be joining us on the next broadcast in a very close manner. But that's the difference between the pros and the Joes. They can make it stick where the others can't. So it was very fun.
Yeah, guts and tenacity is part of what it needs. Jesse Gillis once again getting it loose on the exit of the corner. It looks like it's tricky for him to get the power down.
Yeah, and that's partially due to these bias ply tires, just the way they're constructed. They just don't handle the heat quite as well as the radial. So once they get hot, they really get slick. And his best thing that Jesse could do right now is start cooling them off. We got, just under 28 laps to go. Let's say that if he rests them, cools them down a little bit, maybe 6 laps, 5-6 laps, then he'll have the tire to carry him to the finish. But if he continues to drive it hard, it's just going to give up on him before he even gets to the halfway point.
Well, this shorter track than maybe what we often see these cars race at in the regular season has brought some action because of our 17 starters. I think only 7 or 8 are still running and only 6 are on the lead lap. We haven't reached half distance yet.
Yeah, well, this short track racing is it's tough. You got to be tough if you're going to do it. And some of these guys just maybe their cars weren't tough enough, or the drivers weren't tough enough for the challenge tonight. But Joshua Borje Bonkowski out front, he's tough enough for it. Coming to the line, this is going to be 25 to go. Let's see how big a gap he stretched it out to this time. It's 5 seconds now. And then Akani coming across the line, almost 9 seconds back. And Jesse Gillis in the 7 car. Looks like Jesse slowed it down a bit, taking some of that advice. And now the tires are maybe starting to come back to him. Looks like the 1 car is pushing very hard, braking late into the corners. I have to believe he's going to overheat the tires and pay for it here. The 7 looking much smoother off the corners. Ryan Conversey also running on the lead lap. And that is your top 5 here at Thompson. So checking in on our crossover episode contestant, Larry Vinsek. He's running 7th. That's 4 laps down. Ooh, just got into the wall. The leader's coming there behind him.
Let's see what effort will Larry Vinchek make to get out of the way of the leader. Some or none at all. He gets down low. Does he lift off?
Looks like he's making very little effort to get out of the way, but that's fine. He's got a race to run on his own.
And Borje Bonkowski, I think, has the skills and the speed to get it done, even if it was a little closer that nose to his rear quarter than he wanted to see.
Well, that's what Larry's here to do. He's trying to make a name for himself on the oval side after making a name for himself on the road side. And, the only way you're going to learn is to race wheel to wheel. It's one thing to do laps by yourself. It's totally another thing to do them wheel to wheel. And that's the kind of thing you can learn here in bottom split theater. So as we see Borje Bonkowski continuing to lead, turning the fastest laps of the race, of the field that last time. Still, he's only 0.2 of a second off of his best, past the halfway point. That right there is the advantage. That's the other cars just aren't able to match that kind of pace this late in the run.
But you're absolutely right that that's what this series of racing is about, because anyone can do a time trial and some people can put a quick lap down in a time trial, but to race, that's something entirely different. That's
and
its
speaking
own
of racing,
skills.
we're going to see one coming here, the 7 and the 1. Let's go there.
Yeah, Jesse Gillis showing pace, and now he's put enough laps together and maybe given a teeny bit more breathing room to the tires. And it's only about a car length or two him behind our pole sitter, Olu Onkani, who's dropped back. The 7, the nose gets down low. They get side by side. What's his run like off that corner? Maybe enough to still stay down
I think
there.
He's got it. Yep.
I think he might be through. They get close, but I think Olu, very seasoned competitor. He's got the number 1 car for a reason. They don't hand out that number to just anyone. I think he's here to make it to the finish, not to pick up too much more silverware.
Yeah, Akani, one of only 2 drivers in the field with a 4-digit I rating, so definitely one of the expected front runners coming into tonight's event. But Jesse Gillis showing maturity and tenacity there. That's why Jesse's an A-class license. He's probably runs the races, these longer races in the A series. You know, Coca-Cola 600, Bristol 500 lapper. Yeah, it takes a lot of concentration to take care of your equipment to make it that long.
You know, they say to finish first you must finish, and maybe that's a skill to itself.
Right, as our leader now inside of 15 laps to go, might be able to catch and pass Gillis and Akani. I don't think he can get Buckley, but I think it's possible that he'll be able to get the 1 car and maybe even start lapping podium drivers.
He's having fun with that number 13, Brian Conversey, trying to put him a lap down. Brian does not look like he wants to go a lap down as he kind of chops down lower to get a good run off and sort of balks the run of Joshua Borje Bonkowski there.
Hey, he's still in the lead lap. He's got a race to run. The Brian Conversey almost looks like a Ryan Verhall scheme with the dark blue and the white numbers.
Yeah, let's see if he drives like that as well. I think if you're Joshua Borje Bonkowski, you want to get through, but he's got enough of a gap behind that he doesn't need to take too many risks.
Yeah,
and we're seeing that he's backing out. He's backing out when it's needed, but here he tries to keep the run on the low line and loses that overlap.
Yeah, I think that I would just keep the pressure on the 13 here. Let the 13 make the mistake. The 13's ran a little too high a couple times, got up on the flat.
Nearly some contact there, but Joshua Borje Bonkowski gets out of it, and again, still behind that number 13 of Brian Conversey. Makes me want to buy some high-top shoes.
So Steve Belge just came back on the track a couple laps ago. He's got the fresh tires. He's setting hot laps. But this is probably our closest battle here is the 3 and the 13.
It's not a battle, but it is some track action. So it's good to watch to see what lines our race leader takes if he thinks he can get a move done. Maybe not the overall pace from Brian Conversey, but good defensive lines, really.
Yeah, and in a series that would have cautions, this is what you would have to do. You have to fight to stay on that lead lap and hope you get a caution. He won't get one here, but they are catching the pack ahead, so he might be able to get a position here. He might be able to get a Connie.
Oh, they make a bit of a bump there.
And the 7 car goes around. So right there's a position for the 13.
Yeah, it looks like the car in front of him has hit the wall and come down into the path of Jesse Gillis. Whew. I think he had enough space, and that lapped car has made a mistake in front of him and just caught him out. No time to react for that number 7, Jesse Gillis. Unfortunate, because we saw him make that good move earlier, but he's still rolling, and I think he'll still get a result in this race.
Oh, here we go. Who's that green car that just bounced off the wall?
That's our crossover, Larry Vinchek. Get behind the wheel of anything and in front of anyone.
Yeah, he bounced off the wall. It looked like he made contact with the 1, and here comes the leader. Is this going to change the result of our race here? Is Larry going to be a spoiler? The 10 car not able to get by even with fresh tires. Here goes our leader. Is he going to have a run at him? He's got a big lead. Doesn't have to pass him here. Here comes Larry. Oh, as the 10 does a little self-spin behind. Now our leader's beside him. Is he able to close the deal? Yeah, I think he will here on corner exit. And now this is going to be 5 to go for Joshua Bonkowski. Oh, Bonk is set sail towards Akani. He wants to put the podium's numbers a lap down. Possibly the whole field if he could.
We keep seeing that this struggle from a lot of cars to get the power down smoothly on the exit of the corner, and that's a real finesse on the throttle. Maybe straighten up the steering a little more before you take the throttle wide. Some good oval racing skills to be learnt in this car at this track today, though.
Yeah, definitely you can see the tire management as the 13 car here is able to, work his way up through the field. After a not so hot starting position, Brian Conversi up nine spots, and if he's able to stay there, will be the big mover of the race. Woo! And our leader having trouble. Well, no, not trouble per se, I guess, but maybe a close call, but able to get it done around the outside. Now there's just 1 car. There's 2 cars left on the lead lap. Our leader and John Buckley, but John Buckley is very safe. He's only 8 seconds behind our leader. It'll be white flag next time.
Yeah, Olu Akani, I think, letting the leader go earlier, looking for a clean result. Very obvious in the body language. Rather passive driving, but well, still on the podium.
Yeah, he really had nothing to lose there. He wasn't racing Joshua, he was racing Brian, and no need to risk getting turned around by the leader for racing too hard. So
check
here
it
we go.
In the air. Here comes Joshua Bonkowski, and he is our winner tonight at Thompson Speedway.
And second place coming across the line now will be John Buckley, and rounding out our podium will be Olu Akani. So that was some exciting racing we saw, and very challenging. Surprised that more drivers weren't able to finish the race.
Yeah, rather high attrition there. 17 cars, action-packed at the start, but in the end we saw some good racing, some skill development, and well, it's good to have these cars at Thompson Speedway.
Oh, for sure. And the best part of it is this isn't our last race of the night. We still got another one, so we need to hop back in the van, get back across Connecticut, because we got another race at Lime Rock in about 10 minutes.
Exciting. I'll see you there.
All right, catch us again.